Hi, my name is Tony Wright, and I'd really like to be an AdWords seminar leader. I think I have the qualifications to do this. Well, first of all, I've been speaking at Search Engine Strategies for over 4 years. I've been doing the Page Search Clinic with Brad Geddes. I'm very, very familiar with the types of questions that are asked at these types of seminars because I've been fielding them at 4 conferences a year for Search Engine Watch for 4 years. Also, I write a weekly column for Search Engine Watch, and I've been published throughout the industry. And I'm also the vice president of the Dallas-Fort Worth Search Engine Marketing Association, have been the past president, and I'd really like to do this because I have a passion for helping small business owners and big business owners alike get the most out of their Google AdWords program. Okay, so the question was, if I'm spending $100 or $200 on my AdWords campaign, and I'm still only showing up on the 3rd position, on the 4th or 5th page, I'm not getting much traction, I'm not real pleased with what's going on. We get this question a lot, and there are several ways you can handle it. The first one and most obvious way is probably not the most efficient way, which is to just up your bids and spend more money. You can buy your way to the top eventually. It just can cost you a lot of money. But there's a lot better ways to do it. What I would suggest is looking at your copy on your text ads, making sure that that copy is clickable. There's ways you can go into the AdWords interface, and you can run several ads at once. In fact, you can run as many as you want and see which one is going to get you the most bang for your buck. You can also track each ad by the conversions of each ad and see which one is converting the best for you. There might, as we probably talked about earlier in the session, the way that Google's pricing works or the way that the ranking system works is based upon several different factors, and those include your click-through rate, your maximum cost per click, and then also the quality score of the page. If you're still showing up at 7th and 8th position, you're getting a lot of click-throughs, and it's costing you just a ton of money, you might want to look and see what your quality score is on your pages. Make sure, do you have links in the navigation to other parts of your page and on your landing pages? Do you have all of your ducks in a row when it comes to sending the right ad to the right page? Otherwise, you're not going to show up in those top positions. And realize that the #1 position is not necessarily the best position to be in. I had one client who was spending quite a bit of money just to make sure that they always appeared in the #1 position, or as much as possible, because you can't always appear in the same position. The ads are rotated based upon certain different variables to make sure that everyone has a fair chance of getting up to the top and getting their click-through rate up. But this particular client was just ego-driven on wanting to get there. They ended up spending $250,000, $300,000 every month just to try and be there. Finally, I talked to them. I said, look, let's not try for the top spot. Let's try for the best converting spot. Well, we were able to get that spend down to less than half with twice the conversions. So sometimes the #1 spot's not always the best, but you definitely do want to be on the first page. If your competition is there, you want to make sure that your messaging stands out. There are keyword insertion tools that you can use. Now, be careful of the keyword insertion tools. They're great to use, but you need to make sure that you're using them effectively. Do some queries on the page. Look at the other ads. Look at the ads that are showing up in the top position. What are the things that they're talking about? If your keyword has multiple meanings, are you making sure that you are addressing that in your creative so that people know exactly what product you're selling, or what service you're selling, or whatever message you're trying to get across? If you're selling, say for instance, Jaguars, if someone typing in Jaguar, are they talking about the football team? Are they talking about the cat? Or are they talking about the car? You need to make sure that you're qualifying those visitors, first of all, because you don't want to get bad clicks. And secondly, because if you don't, your click-through rate's probably going to be very bad, and you're not going to be able to get your site up there and ranked where it needs to be. Some other tips that you can do. Making sure that you're looking at the display URL. Is your display URL too long? Do you have does it go somewhere that the visitor may not want to go? Is it going to your main site? Remember that your display URL does not have to be the same as the actual destination URL where you are sending the visitor. So you can have that display URL just be, your company media name. Say acme.com. You don't have to be acme.com/tracking URL &=4. There's a lot of those tracking URLs that get in there. And every time I see that, I cringe because that makes the user not want to get there. Also, really check your headlines. Make sure your headlines are compelling enough to get the click. A lot of times I see people not putting enough description in their headlines. And you think about this, it's kind of like outdoor advertising. You got about 2 to 3 seconds to really grab someone's attention. And you have to grab the attention over the other people. But at first, the first step is you're going to have to, in order to do it, you're going to have to raise your bids at least for a little while till you can get that click-through rate up. And make sure that all your other ducks in a row. And then go ahead and optimize and see what you can do. And that's the best advice I can give you.